Hello everyone and welcome back to Potted Plant Entertainment. I just want to give you all a DVD update and a quick channel update. So channel update first. So I have 3 reviews that I'm going to be making here in the future. I already announced this on my Instagram, which you should follow me on Instagram in case you aren't already, at Potted Plant Entertainment. So I have 3 movie reviews coming up. The first one I'm going to be reviewing is Gone with the Wind. That will be my Valentine's Day special. That will be up on the 14th. I'm going to try and film that tonight. I'm currently still working on my notes for it. And once I get my notes done, I'll film it. So I'm going to hopefully get those notes done tonight. I'm going to start working on those notes like as soon as I'm done finished filming this. And it's like, what time is it right now? It's like midnight, I think. It is 12:12 p.m. on, what's today, the 12th? Yeah, I think today's the 12th. Yeah. So, I'm going to start working on this notes as soon as I'm done filming this. And I'm also, so Gone with the Wind, that's my Valentine's Day special. And I'm also going to be reviewing soon The Green Mile and The ABCs of Death. So look forward to those reviews sometime after Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get into my DVD update. So, first one I got here, I bought the movie Casino. And I did watch this, and it was very good. Now, well, maybe I should probably set this up so that y'all can see it. Hang on, this is one of those discs that has those stupid, pointless flaps on the side. There you go. Okay, so Casino. So when I was a kid, every year for summer. I mean, there's a couple years where we didn't do this, but every year, me and my family, we go on a trip to Emerald Isle, North Carolina. It's this little island off the coast of North Carolina, and we stay there for a week for some beach time. And usually, my cousins would come down and everything. It's a good time, right? No, this one year I was down there and it was night, and I was flipping through the TV in the condo we were staying in. And on came this scene where I didn't know who he was at the time, but Robert De Niro, he got in his car, and the car blew up. And, by the way, I'm spoiling the ending for this movie in case you haven't seen it. Oh, but that's also at the beginning, so it's not really a spoiler, because they show you that at the beginning. But if you can skip ahead a few seconds, I guess, if you want, you don't want this ending of this movie spoiled for you, but I'm going to spoil the ending. So, he gets in his car, and the car blows up. And he gets out of the car, and a couple of guys help him, and they're like, "Whoa, man, you all right?" And he narrates to me because, you know, it's a Martin Scorsese movie. There's a lot of narration in it. And he says that the metal under his seat protected him. And then we get this scene where Joe Pesci, who I didn't recognize as the guy from Home Alone when I was a kid, when I saw this. I probably should have recognized this, but this happened when I was a kid. I saw this on TV. He goes into this cornfield, and these guys beat his brother to death with these baseball bats, metal baseball bats. And then they beat him to death with baseball bats, throw them in a hole while Joe Pesci's still breathing, and bury them. When I was a kid, that bothered me really bad. I wasn't a young kid. I was probably like maybe 11. That 12, maybe 11 or 12, that really bothered me. That really, really bothered me. Like, that was like, that whole cornstalk sequence where Joe Pesci's death scene is, that really, really bothered me. And I bought this movie. I never found out what it was that I had watched. But I bought this movie the other day because I'm trying to watch more Scorsese movies. The next Scorsese movie I've got to watch is Taxi Driver. I still haven't seen Taxi Driver. I very much want to see it. So I bought this movie the other day because Scorsese, and I watched it, and it was pretty good. And then I went to work because I didn't finish the movie in time. And when I came back, I went into the scene selections, and I saw a screenshot of the next scene after the one that was currently on. And it was Joe Pesci in Cornstalk. And I remembered a little man being in Cornstalk, and his brother was beat to death with lead pipes, and then they or baseball bats, whatever. And then they beat him to death and threw him in the hole while he was still breathing and buried him. And suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I watched. The ending of this movie screwed me up when I was a kid. It's so funny. But this ended up being the movie. And I gotta say, I never thought that I would like the movie. Like, it was so... And by the way, I still hate that scene. I think it's unnecessarily graphic. And I think that that scene is actually based on something that happened to some guy and his brother in real life. I think that, like, there's a few scenes in this movie that are apparently based on a true story. Even though this isn't based on a true story, it's based on a book. But there's scenes in this that were, like, inspired by true events. And I believe that cornstalk sequence was inspired by a true event. But I still think it's unnecessarily graphic. I don't like that scene at all. So I can see why it, like, really bothered me when I saw it when I was a kid. Because if I find it disturbing now, you know, imagine me as a kid, how I handled it. So, yeah, it made me pretty uncomfortable. But I never thought I would actually like the movie. Nor did I ever think I would ever see it. But I did. And it's a good one. It is. It's a really good movie. My only complaint with this movie, and I guess I probably shouldn't complain about this movie and I'll explain why. So I noticed in this movie how it's so similar to Scorsese's other movies that it almost feels like a complete ripoff of his other movies. Like, but then again, some of his movies are a ripoff of this. Like, let's talk about The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street was my introduction to Scorsese. Pretty good introduction to Scorsese. At the end of this movie, spoiler alert, everybody involved with Jordan Belfort and his whole, you know, Wall Street stock thing, whatever, they all get arrested. Well, the same thing happens at the end of this movie, and it's also similar to The Godfather because everybody who doesn't get arrested gets murdered. So it's just kind of like, it's not as good as some of his other movies, and it's also too similar. But at the same time, I shouldn't blame this movie. I should get on this movie for being too similar to that one. But I like this one way better. It's weird. I don't know. It's a very, very good movie, but I wish that there was more originality to it, I guess. But I also should probably say the same thing about this film. Basically what I'm saying is that I wish that, like, some of the things that had happened in this movie, and I guess in this one, weren't the same as things that had happened in his other movies. Because this movie ripped off this movie. But it doesn't bother me because this movie is a lot better than this movie. Which is weird. Because I should probably get mad at this movie for ripping off this movie. But I'm mad at this movie for doing the same thing as this movie, even though this one came way before this one, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I guess that's just me being biased because I like The Wolf of Wall Street so much better. But yeah, so I would probably, after first viewing, I've only seen this once, I would probably give this an 8.5 out of 10, or on my rating scale, an 85 out of 100. Yeah, really good movie. If you haven't seen Casino, I definitely recommend checking it out. Sorry I spoiled the ending for you, but, yeah. Yeah, good movie. Really good movie. You know, it's funny. It's about these two guys that are best friends, and, like, they start battling in the movie all over a girl. Women. Anyways. Boy, I'm about to get canceled for that. Anyways, so the other movie I bought, I went into Dollar General the other day with my girlfriend, and we only went there because my girlfriend has never been in there before, and I had been in Dollar General like a handful of times. It had been a few years since I had gone into the one nearest to me, so we went, and I went in there, and they had DVDs in there, and I gotta say, for a place called Dollar General, the DVDs were pretty overpriced. But I did find one that I thought was a pretty good deal. Fletch. Trying to get the light off of it. There we go. Fletch. Yes. I got Fletch. So that only cost me about $4. So my thoughts on Fletch after first viewing. It's not Chevy Chase's best film. My favorite Chevy Chase movie is Vacation. I love Vacation. This is one of my all-time favorite comedies. I love this. For me, this is right up there with my favorites with Ghostbusters and The Big Lebowski. Oh gosh, I guess I love Vacation. Ugh. Oh, what the heck? Ugh. Anyway. I love Vacation. So that's my favorite from him. Christmas Vacation is really good too. I also liked Spies Like Us. Caddyshack, I think, is kind of overrated. What else have I seen on there? I think that might be it. I feel like I'm forgetting one. I don't think I am. Anyways, and Fletch. So, it was okay. It was good. I enjoyed it. Some of the audio, actually a lot of the audio was kind of off. I had a hard time understanding what they were saying. Which, I know that when I say that, the first movie that comes to your mind is this one, but this movie is amazing and a masterpiece. I love Tenet, man. Why can't we get more movies like Tenet? Tenet's just so... Yes! I love Tenet. Tenet's a great movie. This is a very casual video, in case you can't tell. Normally I would do this on a live stream, but I figured if I was going to do a DVD update, I should do that on the YouTube channel, since more people see me on the YouTube channel anyways. So I watched Flesh. I watched it with a couple of buddies of mine. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, the audio was kind of sometimes... it wasn't as funny as some of his other movies. It was pretty funny, though. Smart comedy. It was smart humor. The smart humor from the old SNL guys. That's... I miss these guys. I wish Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, and all these guys would just get together and make another fantastic comedy. I really wish they would. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It could be it was not quite up there. I mean, if I had to rate on a scale of 0 to 10, I'd give it like a 7. You know, I thought it was pretty good, but it's not great or anything, or even especially memorable. But I liked it. You know, I liked it for what it was. It was enjoyable. I would watch it again. I would. I like Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase was pretty funny, even though he apparently has a massive ego, which is why they had to bring in another director for Christmas Vacation 3, the Christmas one, because he wouldn't work with the director, because the director was a new guy. But that guy went on to direct Home Alone, so worked out pretty well for him. And Christmas Vacation was great, so it all worked out. The next one I got here. What is this one? Oh, yeah. I wasn't even going to mention this one. I just randomly saw it. I got The Invisible Man. Now, I was going to go see this in theaters, but then the coronavirus pandemic hit, so I didn't get a chance to go see it. And I didn't even buy this. Somebody bought this like at the place I work at and left it in the parking lot, and it was sitting outside for 3 months, and nobody came to claim it. None of the managers bothered to touch it, so I just took it with me. Even though I tried to give it, we tried to get management to take this thing and like put it back on the shelf or something. Like, they did not care. So now it's mine. I haven't watched it yet, but I will at some point. And I also got Over the Top. Yes, I got Over the Top. I actually ordered this on Amazon. I wanted to buy Cobra, but they didn't have Cobra on Amazon, so I got this instead. Yes, I got Over the Top, the movie about arm wrestling championships. I hope it's entertaining. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's Stallone. You know what you're getting into with movies like this, you know. But yeah, if whoever bought this DVD and left it out in the parking lot since November, yes, I got it picked up in February. It had been sitting there since November, and nobody would take it. It was just sitting there and sitting there. Sitting there. I got so sick and tired of looking at it. I got sick and tired of trying to get the managers to take it, so I took it. If you want it back, here it is. And I think that's about it. This should do it for me. Yeah, so I guess I'll get started on my review for, where is it? For Gone with the Wind. I'm gonna get started making that. Yeah, that was not worth it, but you know, life. I'm sorry I don't have more decorations for Valentine's Day. I wanted to decorate my background, but didn't find the time to pick up some decorations for my review. So I put that up there. But that's going to my girlfriend. I just stole that from the stuff I'm getting her for Valentine's Day. Put it up there. Figured that was better than nothing. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I hate to see you go, but sometimes in life, you gotta go. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Pirate Player Entertainment for one. Hit the like button. Leave movie review suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Pirate Player Entertainment for channel updates, and much love. Happy Valentine's Day. And if you don't have anyone to love you for Valentine's Day, just know that I love you and I'll be your Valentine. Okay, bye.